Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another breakdown. I'm going to be breaking on this upcoming UFC card. We had an off week from UFC, so it's good to have DC back. Next week, we got Dominic Reyes taking on Carlos Ulberg. Reyes has been looking tremendous in the last year. He's on a 3-5 win streak right now. Ulberg's on a huge win streak, also up at 205, so this is going to be a really good main win. We got 5 rounds to work with this fight. I don't think it's going to go past the second round. But we'll see how it plays on. This co-main, we lost the co-main win. I believe the co-main event was supposed to be Erslan taking on Junior Tafa. I'm not sure why those guys were getting that co-main event spot on the card, but yeah, it's canceled now, so we're not gonna see that fight on the card anymore. This card is actually pretty good for a fight night card. I'm excited. I am excited. Now we got Jack Jenkins taking on Montague up at 145. We got Jimmy Crute taking on Erslan, and Erslan probably needs a win bad here because I'm sure he's gonna get cut from the UFC if he doesn't win this fight. And Jimmy Crute, I know the UFC like Jimmy Crute. They like putting him on these Perth Stirling cards. We also got Jake Matthews taking on Magny. This is gonna be a good fight. This one's interesting matchup for sure. Because Magny only loses to guys that are like ready for the top 15. And if you're not ready for the top 15, you're probably going to lose to Magny. And Magny's always a tough guy to deal with. So we also got Tom Nolan taking on Charlie Campbell. A bit of a step up for Tom Nolan, in my opinion. Because Charlie Campbell can do everything pretty well. He can strike. He's got good power. He's got knockout power on the feet. He can also wrestle. So this is definitely a step up for Tom Nolan. Charlie Campbell coming back after a bit of a layoff. So we'll see if that affects him here in the spot. We also have Justin Tafa taking on Sutherland. Now, if you guys know me, I'm not really a big fan of the Tafa brothers. I am kind of happy that Junior Tafa and Erslan fight got canceled. The only reason I was like kind of excited for that fight because I wanted to see if Ibu was going to go out there wrestle against Junior Tafa. Because if you guys know the Tafa brothers, they can't wrestle to save their life. And yeah, so I was really like curious to see if Ibu was gonna wrestle against Junior Tafa, but I guess we're not gonna know anymore because that fight got canceled. But maybe in this fight, Sutherland will go out there, look to wrestle, make it easy for him in this matchup. We also got the surging prospect from City Kickboxing, Navajo Stirling taking Rodolfo Bellato. Bellato's coming off that weird. I don't know what I should even call that, right? His last fight was against Paul Craig, who recently retired after losing to Modestus Bukauskas on, I believe, on the last UFC card, or the UFC card before that. And he was in a bit of a weird situation there. He got kicked in the face, illegal up kick, and he kind of played it off, I think. He kind of played into it. I believe, this is what I think, maybe it's not true. I believe that he was looking for a way out to win by disqualification, but maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I believe. That should be a good fight there up at 205. Sterling's a good prospect, so I'm excited to see how he's going to look against a guy like Bellato. Is pretty tough, not an easy guy to deal with if you can't finish him early. We also got Lookboonmee taking on Thainara. I keep saying this. I've been saying this since Thainara made her appearance on the Contender Series. She kind of reminds you of Angela Hill, young Angela Hill. And if you guys know Lookboonmee, she already fought Angela Hill. She lost Angela Hill like a couple of years back. So we'll see if Thainara can go out there, repeat that, and get it done over Lookboonmee. We also got Elliott coming back after losing his first fight in the UFC to Seikyu Ko. That Korean guy, the Korean Superman, I think that's what they call him. But yeah, this one should be a fun matchup for sure. Jonathan Micallef's been looking pretty good. Went out there, defeated Kevin just said, a decent kickboxer from City Kickboxing. So he went out there, won the striking fight against Kevin just said, which is impressive. Should be a good matchup there. Definitely one of the more skilled matchups on this card. We also got Cameron Rowston making his UFC debut. He went 1-1 on the Contender Series, lost to the GOAT, Torres Finney. So he's finally getting his chance to fight in the UFC now after beating Joseph Holmes. I believe his name was maybe Joseph Holmes or something like that on a contender series earlier this year. So he's like, Dana, put me on the card, and they're like, okay, well, we got you, kid. We're putting you on that Perth card. He's taking Andre Petroski. I mean, definitely not an easy matchup for him, but depends if you can defend takedown. That's all this fight pretty much comes down to for Cameron Rowston. We also got Kobe Thicknesse taking on Josiah Musasa. Now this one's if you guys remember Josiah Musasa was like minus 1,000 over that guy who trains with Ryan Hall, Carlos Huera, I believe his name is, and he got head kicked and he got club and sub. So that was like really weird. That was like watching Ryan Hall's training partner like knock him out with a head kick, then sub him right after. Was definitely crazy to see. And I'm sure you guys remember Kobe Thicknesse, right? I believe he got signed to the UFC off a 1-fight deal or 1 fight on the contract because he took on Elliott Toporio's brother. I can't remember his name. But you guys, Elliott Topuria only has one brother, I believe, and the one that fights in the UFC that trains him for his fights. Elliott Topuria. That's not really his name, but you guys, let me see if I can like pull up his name. And I not really want to know what his name was. What was his name? Alexander Topuria. That's what his name was. Alexander Topuria. He took that fight on short notice, and obviously lost. That wasn't. I mean, I don't think he lost any stock in that fight. Right? He went to distance with Alexander Topuria. And I think most of us were expecting Alexandre Topuria to finish him, go out there, get impressive win, because he took this fight on short notice. So the fact that he stayed in there for 15 minutes and had some good moments in the feet and the striking, he definitely showed some skills in that fight. So I think I'm happy that he got another chance to fight in the UFC. And they're giving him Josiah Musasa, who's probably, I don't know if I would say an easier matchup than Alexander Topuria. But one thing I haven't seen from Musasa is him going out there, shooting a lot of takedowns like Alexander Topuria was doing, right? So definitely, maybe this fight stays on the feed. It's probably going to be a striking match. But let's talk about this next fight. We got Jamie Mullarkey coming back. I thought Jamie Mullarkey was done forever. But apparently he wants to come back and he's fighting on this Perth card. And he's taking Ronaldo Bedoya. I mean, they probably found the worst guy on the roster at 155. For Jamie Mullarkey, and I wish I could say Jamie Mullarkey was gonna win this fight 100%, but the reason I can't say that because like if it wasn't for his chin, this guy would be like a top 15 fighter. Like he has all the skills to be a top 15, like maybe not a top 15 bro, like at least a top 20 at 155. Like Mullarkey has all the skill to be top 20 or at least maybe even top 15 if he just had that durability, but obviously that durability is a big factor when you're in the UFC fighting the best level competition, right? But I do kind of like this matchup for him. We'll see later if I pick him to win this fight. We also got Michelle Montague making her youth debut. She's coming over from I believe PFO. She's been fighting in PFO. She's been finishing girls left and right. And I'm definitely excited to see her make her youth debut on this Perth card. She's taking Luana Carolina. Definitely not an easier matchup because Luana Carolina's kind of like Neil Magny. She doesn't have like she's not good anywhere. Like she's not like special anywhere. Like her striking is okay, her grappling is okay. Takedown defense is not great, but she's got good cardio. She's tough. She's gonna stay in there. She's gonna be throwing a lot of volume. So if you're not ready for 50 minutes of fight with her, you're probably gonna drown. So this fight's gonna tell us what level Michelle is gonna be on. But I think she's pretty good. We also got these guys making their debut up at 265. Ellison taking on Brendo Peričić. I don't even have pictures for these guys right now, Chad. But yeah, I did some tape study on these guys, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to go with Brendo Peričić. Because like they're both like kind of like brawlers, so I don't think either one of these guys is all that skilled. What I'll say about Ellison is he definitely seems like the quicker guy at heavyweight. Seems to have like the same amount of power as Brendo Peričić. Yeah, this is like one of these fights that you probably want to stay away from, or just take the underdog shot on Ellison at these odds. I mean, but I'm gonna go with Brando because I feel like he has the ability to um, take shots from Ellison and march forward, pressure him, get him up against the fence, throw some body shots. I'll do like the boxing from Brando, and that's the reason I'm gonna pick him basically because there really isn't a lot of tape study to do for this fight, and I did as much as I could. But I'm gonna go with the Brando Peričić, but I don't know if I'll like put money on him because like he was minus plus 185 opening odds. Now he's minus 180. So do you definitely got plus money on him? Probably that's a good bet. But at this point, it's probably just, I think it's better off you're passing on it. Under 1.5 rounds, I think it goes under, but it's definitely like super juiced to minus 220 for the under 1.5 rounds. It could go over, I mean, like, because I don't think these guys have like one punch knockout power. Like, they're kind of just brawlers. I'm going to go with the Brando fighting at home. I think he's going to get it done. Next fight on the card, let's talk about this fight that I'm excited for a women's fight. Michelle Montague taking on Luna Carolina. Now, if you guys been watching my channel for over a year, you guys know I like myself Luna Carolina because normally she's underrated. The books don't really respect her that much. And she's underdog almost every single time. I remember I bet her against Lupe Godinez. She went out there, got it done for us at plus money. She went out there, beat some other girls that she shouldn't have beat probably. I believe she's underdog to Lucy Pudilova, so we got her at plus 110 there. And then we bet her over Julia Stoliarenko. Even money, I think that was like minus 110 there. So like Carolina's been looking pretty good. But the problem is in this fight is their takedown defense. Even though it's like 74%, like I don't know, like her takedown defense is like she gets taken on almost every single fight. Like even Lucy Pudilova took her down. She's a decent wrestler, I mean, so that's okay, I guess. But even the girl like Stoliarenko took her down in the first round, but like couldn't really do much, and she just kind of gassed out like she normally does when she can't get that first round submission. Like Carolina can definitely win. This is a test for Michelle Montague. This is a level like a jump up in the level of competition for Michelle, but like it's her debut, right? Like she's coming in at minus 210 in her debut, which is pretty crazy. But like what I think's gonna happen is I do think Michelle's like she might not get a takedown in the first round. Luna Carolina's kind of slick. She's got good footwork. She can probably stay on her bicycle a bit. I think Michelle's gonna get a takedown at some point. Carolina doesn't really have a lot of knockout power. She's not really a crazy finisher. I know she finished Julia Stoliarenko in that third round, which I guess is impressive, but Stoliarenko gets finished a lot. I feel like Michelle has durability. She's tough. She's gonna stay in your face. Striking isn't that good at all. I do like Carolina striking a lot more. I think at this price, I mean, like maybe plus 2.5 on Luna Carolina, but maybe Michelle can just wrestle her for 3 rounds, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Michelle Montague to win this fight. I think she's gonna win probably by submission. Honestly, her grappling is really solid. Once she's able to take her back, like get that body trying going, you're not going anywhere. I think submission, Michelle Montague submission, under 2.5 rounds plus 135. I mean, like I don't think Luna Carolina finishing here. To be honest with you all. I think Michelle's really tough, so the only fighter I see finishing this fight is Michelle. Unless you got the under like 2.5 round, like plus 200, like that's probably the side. Plus 2, plus 180, plus 192. Now, like I think you can probably get her submission proper, like plus 200. So I like the submission for Michelle here. Next fight on the card, we got Jamie Mullarkey taking Rolando Bedoya. I mean, Bedoya is the one thing in UFC, man. This is crazy. Like, the fact that they're still keeping him in the roster, like, speaks volume to me. Like, I think, like I said earlier, right? Like, I was talking about Mullarkey's chin. We all know his chin's, like, doesn't exist anymore. And, but striking-wise, like, he's a lot better. He's a better striker from the outside. much more slicker, better wrestler, better grappler. He's gonna go out there, shoot takedowns. Takedown defense is okay also. Like, he's a lot better than Bedoya everywhere other than just chin. So like, my pick basically comes down to, has the time off from Mullarkey helped the chin? Is the chin better now that he's been away for almost a year? And but him, like, the guys that he's losing to, I mean, I think Bedoya loses to all those guys too, right? Rufi, Hack Press. I mean, all those guys are beating Bedoya. I mean, like, is there any guy that Bedoya wins, like, that Mullarkey's been losing to? Let's take a look. Prado, I mean, I don't even know I think Prado could beat Bedoya, to be honest with you all. Like, I really do. And Prado's fighting at 170 now. Naimov, I think Naimov probably I think Naimov definitely beats Bedoya too. Jalen Turner beats Bedoya first. GM beats Bedoya. Brad Rideau, I mean, I don't know about that. Like, Rideau's kind of skilled though, but all these guys that are beating, like, Mullarkey, like, I think they all beat they all would definitely beat Bedoya. So like, my only worry, obviously this is a big worry, that chin. That's my only concern here for Mullarkey. But if your chin holds up, man, I think Mullarkey's gonna win this fight. I think he'll mix in takedowns. Like, he's got the better cardio, more experience in UFC, fought the better guys. But we might be at that point where he just can't take a shot anymore. It might be that point. But I think Mullarkey should win this fight. Am I gonna go bet him at, like, even money? Even it could look like minus 500 if his durability holds up. But if it doesn't, he's probably gonna get knocked out in the first round. Even though I don't think Bedoya has a lot of power, but it might just not take that much anymore. But I'm gonna go with Mullarkey. I think Mullarkey should win. He's a more skilled fighter, and I'm gonna pick him to win this fight. I think he should win. Let's talk about this next fight. I mean, let's take a look at the odds. I mean, minus 110 from Mullarkey, minus 110 for Bedoya, under 2.5 rounds, plus 153. I think it probably goes under. I mean, it probably goes under if Bedoya wins. Maybe you could finish him, but maybe he doesn't finish him. Like, I could see Mullarkey staying in there, surviving, even if he gets hurt. Is Mullarkey going to finish Bedoya? I mean, he could sub him. He could submit him, I think. But Bedoya's super tough, man. These proven guys are not easy to finish. So I think Mullarkey is probably the side if you can get plus money on him out there. Minus 1-1. Like, it's not plus money anywhere. It's like even money across the board. But I'm going to go with Mullarkey to win. We'll see what happens. Next fight on the card, we got Kobe Thicknesse taking on Josias Musasa, man. I was disappointed with Musasa. Like, I really was. I mean, Carlos Vera should not be knocking you down with a head kick like that, man. That's not a good look. You know who else has pretty decent head kicks? Kobe Thicknesse. Kobe Thicknesse was landing that left high kick on Alessandro Taparia, which is very similar to that head kick that knocked out Musasa. Now, Musasa, obviously, I think he's going to have the strength advantage here. He's going to be the much stronger guy in the clinch. He can probably shoot his own takedowns, maybe like mix and takedown. That should be his game plan. And but I'm not sure what he's gonna do. Like, he just got knocked down. He just got subbed. He took his first career loss, and I don't know. Like, is that gonna make him better? Or is that gonna make him worse at this point? I guess we're gonna have to wait and find out, Ray. We're gonna have to find out because Usman, Ray, Kamaru Usman. Josias Musasa was fighting through his promotion, the knockout. I think it's called the KO promotion or something like that. Let me see if I can look it up here first. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna have to look this up. It was called the AKO, the African knockout. That's Kamaru Usman's promotion in Lagos, Nigeria. And he was looking pretty good, man. Even the guy that he beat on Contender Series, I mean, that fight was really close. You know, I thought that Atari won that fight. The guy that lost to Musasa. And Atari's, he went on to win another fight, and after that, in Fury UFC. So that one's pretty good. But like, he's still like really green, right? That's the issue that I have with the Musasa. Like, he doesn't really have like. He can do everything pretty well. He's a really good athlete, but like he still is really, really green. So hopefully at this point, I hope that he's got good coaches, good people around him that are giving him good advice and have a good game plan in this fight. And I do feel like if he has a good game plan in this fight, he should be able to shoot some takedowns, mix in the wrestling, and win like that. So I'm gonna pick Desai's Musasa. But Kobe Thicknesse can definitely like kind of stay on the outside, throw some high kicks, maybe hurt him, maybe catch him. And then I don't know if I don't know if I see Kobe like having success with his wrestling over Musasa. I know Musasa got subbed. He was submitted last fight, but he got hurt before, so I don't know if he's gonna get if Kobe doesn't hurt him before that. So I don't know if he's gonna be able to like take his back and strangle him again. Yeah, I'm gonna go Musasa. I'll go Musasa by decision. I'm gonna pick Musasa by decision. -145 for Musasa. Yeah, he actually opened up at -300. That is pretty wild. He should never be -300 over anyone in the UFC. Under 2.5 rounds plus 125. I think he goes under 2.5 rounds. Maybe I could see this one going under, but Thicknesse is pretty tough, man. He could stay in there. He's fighting at home, by the way, so maybe Thicknesse shows us again how tough he really is, because he got hurt in that Taveras fight and he managed to stay in there. He could. I feel like it's gonna go the distance. I feel like Musasa is gonna win by decision 29-28. Let's talk about this next fight, Chan. Next fight on the card, we got Cameron Rowston taking on Andre Petroski. Now, this fight basically comes down to, is Cameron Rowston's takedown defense going to be good enough? If his takedown defense is good enough, he could win this fight. If it's not good enough, he's going to lose 100%. Now, Petroski has a pretty good record in the UFC, right? Last time he beat Adolfo Vieira, who's a world champion in BJJ. I know those guys haven't really been doing well in the Contender Series. Even the UFC as a recent, we had Richella. I think we had Richella. We had the other guy from Ali on Contender Series last week who lost really badly. Got knocked on like 20 seconds. I mean, so like, but still, like beating Adolfo Vieira in the UFC is pretty good. Is Petroski gonna get those takedowns, man? He's getting about like more than 3 takedowns every fight, and if he's able to like take you down, he's able to control people on the ground pretty well. You're not getting away from Petroski if you get taken down. He's got really heavy top pressure, and you can just kind of grind you out, burn the clock like that. Striking is okay. Petroski striking really isn't all that powerful. It doesn't have a lot of knockout power. He has dropped people before. Like, I'll give him some credit. He dropped Gerald Meerschaert. Then he completely gassed out in the third round. Remember that? Against Gerald Meerschaert. He almost got finished against Gerald Meerschaert. Like, Petroski can definitely, like, go out there, wrestle him for the early 2 rounds. And I'm not sure how much Cameron Rowston takedown defense has improved, right? But he has a really good get-up game. But they are fighting in the bigger octagon, right? So he's not gonna be able to like crawl to the fence and use the fence to get back up as much as he was in that fight against Horace Finney on Dana White Contender Series. So that could play a factor in this fight. Like, my mind's telling me Petroski should win, but I got a feeling Ross is he's coming off some a really good win in Contender Series. He's gonna have a lot of momentum behind him. But Petroski's been beating the better guys, like much better guys. This is Rowston's debut in the UFC, and he's 1-1 in Contender Series. He's lost pretty bad to Finney. He had moments in that Finney fight. He was definitely catching Finney off guard with shots up the middle, with some knees up the middle. So those knees are going to be there if he's able to like make Petroski work, get up over and over, burn that gas tank of Petroski. Who am I going to pick? Who am I going to pick in this fight? How wide are the lines? Rowston +131. Petroski -151. Man, Petroski gets knocked out like crazy sometimes. Like him running to that hip against Jacob Malkoun after I believe he won the first round against Jacob Malkoun. Then he completely just looked really bad in the second round. I mean, he took that against Michel Pereira. Like, to be fair, we got to give him a break. He took that fight on short notice. He got knocked out against Michel Pereira. Michel Pereira is a motherfucker deal with in the first round. So I know Michel Pereira hasn't been looking good recently, but still, Michel Pereira can finish a lot of people like that. Like, he finished Micallef too like that. I'm gonna go with Petroski, Chad. I gotta go with Petroski. I gotta go with the guy that's more proven, been fighting the better level of competition. But I definitely think Rowston's live for a knockout in the later rounds. Like after if Petroski can't hold him down and control him, and Rowston keeps working his way back up over and over, like there's definitely a world where Rowston could knock him out in the second, third round, throw some knees up the middle, hurt him, then finish him off. But honestly, I'm going to pick Petroski. I think his striking is okay enough that he can stay safe and maybe not get hurt too bad on the field. And then mixing takedowns, very obviously. So Cameron's going to have to watch for to be worried about the takedowns. I mean, I'm going to go with Petroski by decision. Next fight on the card, we have Jonathan Micallef taking on Elliott. Man, this fight's gonna be so tough to predict because Elliott was massive. He was a massive favorite just in his last fight. I mean, he came in at like minus 450 over Sekyung Ko, who was making his UFC debut. The Korean Superman, I believe that's what they call him. Let me see if let me look it up. So I don't want to be saying his nickname wrong. I think they call him the Korean Superboy, or not. That's Du Hui Choi. I think there's a lot of Korean people in the UFC now. They call him the Korean Tyson. Okay, they call him the Korean Tyson, not the Korean Superman. I was mixing him up with the Korean Superboy a bit. Du Hui Choi. Man, this fight's gonna be good, man, because Elliott, he got kind of dominated, right? Against Sekyung Ko, he got fucking dominated, man. He was trying to go for his takedowns. He's getting reversed by Sekyung Ko, who's a kickboxer, not even a wrestler. Like, that's not a good look. Now, Sekyung Ko came in like in tremendous shape in that fight. He came in ripped. Maybe he's on some Korean vitamins from there. Maybe on that Korean secret juice. But Elliott was trying to he wasn't comfortable on the feet, right? He didn't like the way the striking was going, and he was trying to go for his own takedowns, and he kept getting it worse over and over. Every round he kept getting it worse, and he just couldn't he always went to his back, right? Because he couldn't handle that pressure from Sekyung Ko. This match is gonna be different though, because I actually do think Micallef has good wrestling. Like, he's got good top heavy pressure. He's got nasty jiu-jitsu game. And you can catch into submission if you're reckless on the ground when you're grappling with him. The striking, I'm not sure who's the better striker, because Elliott, he doesn't have a lot of power. I know he knocked out Basil Hafez in that third round because Hafez just kind of walked into that overhand right from Elliott. But I really don't think Elliott hits that hard. I don't think he has a lot of power. What he's been doing in the previous couple of fights, he's been staying on the back foot. Against Hafez, this is what he was doing against Hafez, throwing some low kicks, some oblique kicks. He's got a lot of weapons. I'll give him that. He's definitely got a lot of weapons, a lot of body to striking, nice jabs. He's gonna pump the jab out there, and striking defense is okay. His striking defense is pretty good. I was impressed by Elliott when it came to striking defense. He's only absorbing about 2.24 significant strikes per minute. And that's pretty good. I know he's been hurt before. He got hurt on Contender Series against Kai Brito. He was almost knocked out in that fight. Then he came back and won that fight. Short a lot of hard in that fight. And then against Walt Woodburn, he almost got knocked out by Walt Woodburn. Then he came back, short a lot of hard in that fight, won that fight. So this matchup is definitely interesting for me because Jim Micallef, what Micallef brings in is good wrestling, good top pressure. Submission game. His striking is getting better now because his last fight against I don't know if I picked him against Kevin Gisette. Maybe I didn't pick him there, but yeah, I didn't pick him against Kevin Gisette because I thought Kevin Gisette was going to be able to out kickbox him. But to be fair, I mean, credit to Micallef. He went out there, was landing a lot of kicks, a lot of body kicks. I mean, he was cooking Kevin Gisette's body, liver, with that liver kick, that left body kick. You guys remember Blachowicz doing the same thing to Reyes for that light heavyweight belt after John Jones moved up to heavyweight. It was the same left body kick that he kept landing over and over and over. He kept mixing it to the head and the body over and over. And I could see him landing that to Elliott. Elliott, he definitely can be kicked to the body also. I'm gonna pick Micallef, man. I'm gonna pick Micallef, but I do think open Elliott, like at this price, I mean, he's minus 400 last time. Now he's minus 130, minus 110, I think. So like maybe that's playing into this fight a little bit. And Micallef, like he's good, man. He's definitely good too. So I'm gonna pick Micallef minus 102 Micallef. I'm gonna go with Jonathan Micallef under 2.5 rounds plus 195. He could go over. I'm not sure about the unders, man, but I'm gonna go with underdog, slight underdog of Micallef to win this fight. Next fight on the card, we got Lookboonmee taking on Thainara. Man, we cashed a big ticket on Thainara by submission over Molly McCann, who retired after that fight. I mean, good for her because he shouldn't be fighting in the UFC anymore. Definitely not with their grappling skills because doesn't have any grappling skills. But this matchup is going to be interesting for sure. Lookboonmee had a really close fight last time against Isela Nunes, who's 6-6 in the UFC now, I believe, or like something like that. But to be fair, all of her fights are in the UFC, so like that record can throw you off if you think he's been like most fighters that have a 10-3 record. Normally they haven't been fighting in the UFC for their whole career. But Isela Nunes was fighting the UFC for her whole career, I believe. So Nunes is definitely better than we give her credit for. So having a close fight with Isela Nunes isn't the worst look, I guess, but still like not a good look. Now she's taking Thainara, who's really physical, can wrestle, can strike on the feet. From now, so he's gonna be a lot bigger than Lookboonmee. Lookboonmee. I mean, man, this matchup is like, who the hell's gonna win? I think Thainara is gonna win this fight pretty easy. That's what I think. I don't think Lookboonmee is gonna take down Thainara. Like, she has some nice throws, like she can maybe implement against Thainara, but I haven't seen Thainara on her back much. Normally she's the one going out there bullying her opponents, not the other way around. So I'm gonna have to go with Thainara. I think the striking is definitely more powerful from Thainara. She hits it a little bit harder, probably gonna land the better shots. I do think this fight's gonna go over 2.5 rounds, 100%. Maybe not 100%, but like 90% of the time. I don't think Thainara is gonna submit Lookboonmee. That would be pretty impressive. She managed to go out there, submit Lookboonmee. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Thainara minus 35. I mean, definitely fucking crazy line though, but I do think she wins, and I think it goes over 2.5 rounds, minus 245 for the over. I think that's not a bad parlay piece for the over. But I think Thainara wins. She wins by decision. 29-28, probably 30-27. Next fight on the card, we got Navajo Stirling taking on Rodolfo Bellato, man. I mean, I'm excited for this fight. I really am. And I'm actually kind of glad the UFC is taking their time with Navajo Stirling, not rushing him to top 15 right away, because this is a good test for him. This is definitely a level. Is this a jump up in the level of competition for Stirling? I think it is. I believe it is, because Bellato, like, even though he's not really skilled, I don't think he's like this tremendous striker. He's not really like this really good wrestler. Like, what Bellato brings is a lot of heart, a lot of toughness, good cardio. He's never going to quit on himself. That's what he brings in. And that's the kind of test that Stirling needs to keep facing at this point in his career. He's only got 7 pro fights. I believe he's only got 2 fights in the UFC. So this matchup should tell us how he's progressing at this point. But Stirling is going to be the better striker. He's going to be the more slicker striker, better kickboxer. Good cardio. He can scramble really well, so I don't know if Bellato is going to be able to just take him down, bully him on the ground like some people might think he might be able to do. I am going to pick Stirling, but do I see him knocking out Bellato? Bellato's been knocked out before, twice, both times by Vitor Petrino, who's fighting at heavyweight now. So the guy is pretty big, Vitor Petrino. Obviously, Petrino, things haven't really been. I mean, now he just got to win over on heavyweight against what was that guy's name? Austin Lane. He subbed Austin Lane. We cast on that submission prop, by the way. I'm gonna pick Stirling. I think I'm pretty confident he's gonna win this fight, man. Only with Bellato wins if he can like take him down, bully him from his top pressure, and just kind of like maybe Stirling gets stuck on his back and he can't do anything. That's like the only way I see him losing this fight. But I honestly do think Stirling is gonna pass this test pretty easy. Maybe it's not going to be easy. Maybe the later it goes, it's not easy. But I think early on, Stirling could knock him out. In the first round, he definitely could knock him out. Over, I think it goes over, man. I feel like this one's gonna go over 1.5 rounds. I mean, Bellato is gonna stay in there, man. He's not gonna be like, he's super hittable though. He's really like he doesn't have any striking defense. The striking defense doesn't exist. He's absorbing 6 strikes per minute, bro. That's so bad. That's so bad. Like, his takedown defense, takedown average, it really isn't good enough for him to go out there, put a wrestling clinic on Navarro Stirling round after round. I think Stirling could knock him out early, or you could just kind of strike him to the distance. Easy win for Stirling. I'm pretty confident on Stirling. Good matchup for him in Perth. All right, guys. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you guys appreciate these breakdowns. I'm going to do a breakdown for a Contender Series maybe tomorrow. Hopefully, I can get that done tomorrow. Let's talk about this next fight. We got Justin Tafa, the only Tafa left on this card now, taking on Louis Sutherland. Louis Sutherland making his UFC debut, man. I liked what I've seen from Louis Sutherland. Now, let's talk about what Tafa brings in. He brings in massive power, massive knockout power. The guy's huge, humongous, and he brings in a lot of KO power. If you're not careful, if you're not ready for that, if you don't have a chin, he could take your head off in the first 2 minutes. And his cardio really isn't all that great. I mean, I think most of his knockouts are coming in the first round. So that's what Louis Sutherland has to be careful of. But Tafa doesn't really kick a lot. I mean, he's mostly just boxing. And he's kind of slow. So, I mean, they're heavyweights, right? So, like, I do think to Sutherland, like, on the other side, even though he's making his UFC debut, I do think he's got more weapons. He can wrestle. He throws a lot of body kicks, low kicks, high kicks. Like, he can do everything pretty well. He's pretty athletic. And I'm going to have to go with Sutherland here. I do think he's got more ways to win this fight. And I believe he's underdog also. So, yeah, he's underdog plus 100. Slight underdog on the odds. I'm going to pick him because I think other than maybe one punch power, which Sutherland obviously also has, he's got more weapons on the feet. Way more weapons. Nice knees up the middle. Nice clinch game. But he's definitely got to watch out for that Tafa right hand. But other than that, I mean, Louis Sutherland should win. If you can take him down, I think it'll be easier for him to win this fight. So let's hope he wrestles. I think if he does, it'll be even easier for him. Under over 1.5 rounds, minus 150. Under 1.5 rounds, plus 130. I think he could go under 1.5 rounds. I could see this one. I could see Sutherland finishing him early, Tafa finishing him early. I think he goes under 1.5 rounds, plus money. That's probably the side. But I like Sutherland more. I think he can also win by decision too, which I don't know if I can say the same thing about Tafa winning a decision. I don't think he's ever won by decision before. Has he ever won by decision before? I don't think he ever has, Ray. He's never won, but he's every fight that went the distance, he lost. He's only all 3 fights that went the distance in the UFC for Tafa, he lost all of them. And he's got 4 KO wins, obviously, and he's been knocked out twice. So I'm gonna go Sutherland by KO TKO. I think he could knock him out, probably early second on, or maybe first round. Next fight on the card, we got Tom Nolan taking on Charlie Campbell, man. Campbell. I'm a huge fan of Charlie. I am even though I picked against Charlie Campbell before, I picked Peričić as a massive underdog against Charlie Campbell. And Peričić, man, I mean, the guy is so damn tough. The chin Peričić, I mean, people talk about Vittori chin. Let's talk about Peričić chin. I mean, the guy just doesn't fucking stop coming forward with his chin up in the air. And he just takes every shot you throw at him. But yeah, Charlie Campbell, when I was there, looked pretty good. Was able to wrestle Peričić and outstrike Peričić pretty easy. But I mean, Peričić obviously isn't as skilled as Tom Nolan. Tom Nolan, good striking, knockout power, but a bit chinny. Definitely a bit on the chinny side. He's been dropped multiple times in the UFC now. He was dropped against Martinez in the first round, dropped against Reyes, who's 50 years old. I mean, I actually think he's 50 years old. He's not 40. It looks like he's 50 years old. So Tom Nolan, he's been getting dropped a lot, bro, by guys that have no business dropping him in the striking. Now, obviously, Charlie Campbell's been knocked out before, right? He got knocked out by Chris Duncan. Now, if you guys watch that fight, if you guys don't just look at the Tapology record, go actually watch that fight. Charlie had Duncan in big trouble. Like, he was so close to putting him out cold multiple times. Then he rushed in for a finish, trying to finish Duncan. He ran into that right-hand counter from Duncan, completely just walked into it and got knocked out cold. But I think Charlie Campbell chin's pretty good. I don't think he's chinny by any means. And I think he has more power in this fight. My only concern is that layoff. Maybe that could affect him. And Nolan, I don't even out there Russell Borship, but do I see him out wrestling Campbell? Not really. I don't think this is gonna be a striking match. I think someone's gonna get knocked out, and I think it's gonna be Tom Nolan getting knocked out. I'm gonna pick Charlie Campbell to win this fight, and I believe he's underdog also. Plus 130 for Charlie. Give me Charlie Campbell by KO in the first round. I think he's gonna go out there. Remind the people again why he's one of the more exciting prospects at 155. What's the over and under? I'm curious to see what the over and under is. Under 2.5 rounds. I think the under 2.5 rounds is pretty good. Honestly, I like the under 2.5 rounds. The only reason that Tom Nolan last fight went the distance, but his last 2 fights have gone the distance, right? Reyes and Borshchev. Yeah, those fights went the distance, but I think, like, Reyes is 50 years old, man. I mean, like, he should have finished Reyes. I mean, Campbell finished him in the first round, like, easily finished him in the first round, like he should have, like Nolan should have too. I think Charlie KO round 1. That's what I think is going to happen. Next fight on the card, we got Jake Matthews taking on Neil Magny. We picked Neil Magny over over Gillespie. And it worked out, didn't it? Like, he just pulled a Neil Magny off, right? Like he normally does. If you're not ready, if you're not a dangerous enough guy to finish Neil Magny in the first round, you don't have the if you don't have the cardio to go 15 minutes, if you can't finish Neil Magny in the first 5 minutes, you're toast. You're toast, bro. You're gonna get fucking KO'd by Neil Magny. Neil Magny's gonna find his way to on top of you and just throw some fucking ground and pound and finish you up. that was funny to see, bro. I was like laughing my ass off. Watching Neil Magny finish Gillespie just made Gillespie quit. But this match was different, man. This match was definitely different. Nah, do I think Neil Magny should be plus 400? Not really. Maybe he should be like plus 200. Like, plus 400 is definitely crazy for Neil Magny. Like, because he only loses to guys that are like solid, right? Like the guys that Neil Magny losing to. Let's take a look at the guys that he's losing to. Like, then we'll talk about Jake Matthews. Neil Magny in the UFC is only he's 23-12 in the UFC. I mean, like, he needs plus 400. Lost to Carlos Prates. Do I think Carlos Prates beats Jake Matthews? I do think he beats Jake Matthews. Lost to Michael Morales. Do I think? I mean, Morales already beat Jake Matthews, but it was definitely a closer fight than Morales' fight against Neil Magny. Lost to Ian Gary. He got kind of like destroyed. I mean, 30-27 in Neil Magny, but showed that he could stay in. He could stay in there. Took a lot of low kicks. Was butt scooping out there, but he showed a lot of heart. Gilbert Burns, I mean, at this point, I mean, that was kind of prime. I mean, I'm not going to say prime Burns, but that was still a Burns that wasn't completely washed. I think Gilbert Burns now is like completely done. But yeah, he got subbed by Gilbert Burns in the first round, which, I mean, obviously isn't the best look, but still. Shavkat Rakhmonov, obviously, Shavkat's going to fight for the title soon. Michael Chiesa, I mean, that was like a long time ago. These other knockout, I mean, he got knocked out by Santiago back in 2018. But you guys get it. I mean, like, the price is definitely like why I want to pick Neil Magny here, but let's be realistic now. Like, Jake Matthews is better. Like, everywhere this like fight goes, better striker. Neil Magny doesn't have a lot of power on the feet. I don't think he's ever dropped anyone in the UFC on the striking on the feet. All the KOs that he's getting are people like when he's able to like get on top of people and finish him by ground and pound. And he does have like a really good submission game too. But Jake Matthews is super tough, man. He's super tough. He's only been finished by submission 3 times, and you've seen that was like a while ago. Sean Brady finished him, who's going to be fighting for that 170 belt soon. Anthony Martin finished him back in 2018. Like, the last time he got subbed was back like 4 years ago. Kevin Lee finished him by ground and pound. That's not really the best look, but still, that was prime Kevin Lee. James White finished him back in 2015, bro. What the fuck? But he's definitely been looking better, right? Like he just finished Chidi Njokuani by first round. I mean, took Chidi's win streak at 170. Beat Francisco Prado. Prado should never be fighting at 170. I mean, he's got to move back to 155. He beat Phil Rowe. I mean, which is a decent win. I mean, Phil Rowe isn't an easy guy. He's kind of like Neil Magny, right? And Phil Rowe almost beat Neil Magny. Had a really close fight. I don't know why Phil Rowe was clinching against Neil Magny. A mistake to clinch with Neil Magny. And then Darius Flowers, Fialdo. I mean, those wins don't really mean much. He got dropped 3 times against Jake Matt. Some of the Jedi. He kept dropping him over and over. I honestly do think Jake Matthews should win. Like, I gotta pick him because he's more in his prime right now. And I don't know if I see him losing to Neil Magny at home, bro. It's gonna be a tough one for Matthews to lose to Neil Magny at home. But like betting wise, I mean, like who's a better bet in this fight? I think Neil Magny is the better bet in this fight. I really do. At these odds, I mean, plus 400, like, is probably better. You're probably better at betting on Neil Magny than Jake Matthews. At like betting Jake Matthews at minus 500. I don't think I can do that ever. But my pick's gonna be Jake Matthews. That's who I think's gonna win this fight. But Neil Magny might pull off another Magny. It might happen again, but realistically, I'm gonna be realistic, and I think Matthews should win this fight. Probably like 70% of the time. Over 2.5 rounds, minus 145. I think Matthews could finish him by submission, though. To be honest, I really think he could. But Magny's tough, man. Like, I know he's been subbed a lot. Magny finished by submission, but sometimes he's able to like just kind of like fucking stay in there. Like, he doesn't really give up that submission that easy. Plus 125. Maybe fight ends by submission is probably the way to go here. Yeah, I think Neil Magny at these odds, I mean, that's gotta be the bet. But I have to pick Matthews because I think it wins the fight more times than not. Next fight on the card, we got Jimmy Crute taking on Ivan Erslan. Really good fight, guys. Really good fight here. I was happy with Jimmy Crute because I was kind of worried, man. I was like, is he not gonna wrestle in that Prakny fight? Because he wasn't trying to wrestle against Prakny early, like in the first 2 minutes or like first minute. I think it was the first 2 minutes. He wasn't trying to wrestle against Prakny. And I was about to rage, bro. I was about to rage so hard. I was like, bro, what are you doing right now? Like, this is the easiest match that the UFC can give you. Just wrestle this guy. Just take him down. You're gonna easily submit him. And when he finally did wrestle, when he finally decided, like, okay, let me wrestle now. Finally, just went out there, got that easy armbar submission over Prakny. I mean, that was like, why not do that earlier? Like, why even take the chance to strike with that guy? Because Prakny, I mean, even though like he's not really the best fighter, like he's definitely a good kickboxer. Like, he's a sneaky like good kickboxer. Now Jimmy Crute's taking on Ivan Erslan. Crute's had some weird performances. Like, he's been knocked out a bunch of times. Like, or a couple of times been knocked out. Got knocked out by Jamal Hill. Because he just like, I remember like when he knocked out Modestas Bukauskas. Yeah, I think he did knock out Modestas Bukauskas, right? He knocked out Modestas Bukauskas. He was knocking out some people, then he just completely forgot of his wrestling. Completely just forgot how to wrestle. Yeah, he knocked out Bukauskas. He finished Micallef. Okay, so this is what it was. Like he was on a really good win streak before. He submitted Paul Craig, man. I mean, how many people go out there to submit Paul Craig? Only 2 people, Brendan Allen and Jimmy Crute. And I think he's the first one to submit Paul Craig, by the way, which is very impressive. Like, Crute's wrestling jiu-jitsu game is super elite. Knocked out Sam Alvey. Sam Alvey's a heavyweight champion right now, I believe, in karate combat now. So that one's actually eating pretty well. Misa Shurikanov finished him by Peruvian necktie. Then he finished Micallef by submission in the first round. Knocked out Modestas Bukauskas. That's when he just completely forgot how to wrestle. Like, he just gave up on the wrestling after that. He got finished by Anthony Smith. Jamal Hill knocked him on the first round. Then he had that weird fight with Alonzo Menifield when he went back to his wrestling, but wasn't really doing any damage. And they scored that fight a draw. That was the Makhachev and Volkanovski card, the first fight where they went to war. And then he fought Alonzo Menifield in a rematch right after, and then he got subbed by Alonzo Menifield because he just kind of looked disinterested in that fight. Maybe he wasn't training properly, because I think I remember watching one of his interviews and he said his heart's not really in the game anymore. Then he took some time off, took 2 years off, came back, he had that draw with the for Bellato where he hurt Bellato bad in the first round. He had him hurt bad. He was close to finishing him on the ground, and he was trying to wrestle him, gave Bellato that chance to recover and gather his weights about him. And then Bellato won the second, third round because the first round was a 10-8, right? And then he obviously finished practicing, recently this year, in July. So now he's been staying active, man. This is going to be his third fight this year. So I do like that from Jimmy Crute. And they're giving him Ivan Erslan, who's kind of like, he's alright, man. He's got some knockout power on the field. Like, he's definitely a heavy-handed guy. But, like, he's not really a guy that I think is, like, all that good. Like, Jimmy Crute's going to be so much more skilled than Erslan. Like, if Jimmy Crute just wrestles, I think he'll submit him. I really do. I think he'll finish him a ground and pound or submit him on the ground. So, I'm going to go with, I'm obviously, I mean, you guys know, I'm going to go with Jimmy Crute. I think he'll finish him, like, early. Jimmy Crute coming in at minus 125. I think this line's honestly valid. I really do. I took the under 1.5 rounds at plus 140. I like the under 1.5 rounds a lot. I think Crute could finish him. Ivan Erslan could catch him with something early too. You're going to be okay either way. I think Crute could knock him out. He could sub him. Yeah, I'm going to go with Crute. Ivan Erslan, I know he went the distance last fight, but he almost got knocked out cold. He got face planted almost in the third round. He did. I mean, not almost, but the referee just didn't want to stop the fight for some reason. It let him time to recover. Gave him time to recover. I mean, and Kutalaba took him down over and over. I mean, but I think Crute takes him down. I think he'll sub him easy submission. Next fight on the card, we got Jack Jenkins taking out Ramon Taveras. Now this fight's gonna be good. I'm excited for this fight because Jack Jenkins, even though I faded Jack Jenkins big time, I had a huge bet on, not a huge bet. I think it was like $25, so went like $300, $400 on Santos by a second, third on submission. And I was telling everyone, and I was like, Santos is just, it's a different matchup when you're fighting Gabriel Santos. Because the guys, he can knock you out on the feet. He can also sub you if he wrestles. And I think Santos has the skills to be top 15 soon. I really do. I really believe that with all my heart. Santos is going to be a top 15 guy soon in the next maybe year or so if he stays active. And so, like, he was looking good, man. Jenkins, like, he landed that crazy up kick to the face of Santos, I believe, or like I think it was a head kick that rocked Santos. Now, Santos obviously doesn't have the best striking defense. He likes to go to war. He likes to be in fun fights. So he almost took off Santos' head off. But then Santos, when he wrestled, it was easy for him to wrestle Jack Jenkins. Now, do I think Taveras is going to wrestle Jack Jenkins? Not really. He's not going to wrestle him. And if he does wrestle him, I don't think he's going to be able to like just out wrestle him for 3 rounds. Or like he's not going to submit him. Haven't seen any jiu-jitsu from Ramon Taveras like in the recently. He's gonna stay on the feet. He's gonna strike with Jack Jenkins, and I think Jenkins, he's gonna chop him off. He's gonna throw some low kicks, some nasty low kicks towards. He's gonna have a hard time moving after a couple of low kicks in the first round. He's gonna be eating a lot of body kicks. Taveras gonna throw hands. The boxer, I think it's not really gonna work out for him. That's what I believe is gonna happen. So I'm gonna pick Jack Jenkins. I think it's an easy matchup for him. I really think it's an easy matchup. I really do, man. If he was beating up Chepe Mariscal in the first round, then he had a really like clear first round against Chepe. Completely outclassing Chepe in the first round. A lot of low kicks, a lot of body kicks. Like Jenkins is a nasty, nasty striker. Really fast, really dynamic. And his taking defense should be okay. I mean, but he was getting taken on by Herbert Burns. I remember like Herbert Burns took him down a couple of times, and the referee stood him up over and over. Herbert Burns has good grappling. I mean, I know Herbert Burns doesn't have cardio past like first 2 minutes, but he's got a decent card, like decent grappling. I mean, Herbert Burns. And that Jamal Emmers fight was a bit of a robbery too. Now that I think about it, that was a bit of a robbery because I think Jamal Emmers won that fight, or he took him down. Was doing okay on the feet too. Like, Jenkins should definitely win, man. He definitely should win this fight. Maybe we're sleeping on Taveras here. Maybe not. The more I think about it, man, the more I think about it, like, Taveras definitely has a chance here. Because before I forgot about I mean, I do think Jamal Emmers is pretty good. Like, he can do everything pretty well. He's a good wrestler, good, decent striker. But yeah, that fight was a bit of a robbery, but it was close. It was a close fight. And they gave it to him by split. I did bet him at plus 300, but I just wasn't there, so I was happy they gave it to him. But I don't think he won that fight, realistically. I still got to pick Jenkins here, man. I think he should win. But the line is a bit kind of wide here. The line is definitely a bit wide. Minus 280 for Jack Jenkins. I think he'll win by... does he knock him out? That's the question. Can he put him away? Under 2.5 rounds plus 135. I'm not sure if he's going to put him away. Because, like, Taveras, he's been knocked out before, but that was an early stoppage against Surrey City in that first fight. He knocked out Cortavius Romeus. I mean, Cortavius Romeus should never have been signed to UFC, let's be honest. Yeah, this one, the Surrey City fight, the first one was he got dropped early, then the referee just stepped in like way too early. That was like one of the worst stoppages I've ever seen. He's been knocked out before too. He's been knocked out twice. I think Jenkins could knock him out, but probably I'll say knockout. I'll say like second, third round KO. He'll probably land a lot of low kicks and like make it hard for him to move. And he'll throw some maybe head kick knocks him out. But I'm gonna go Jenkins by KO later. Let's move on. Next fight on the card, we got the main event boys coming up now. Make sure you guys like and subscribe now. Yeah, I didn't even move my graphics earlier, but you guys get it. I'm gonna go with Jack Jenkins to win by, I'll say like a late KO or maybe third round KO or decision. That's gonna be my pick in this fight. Now we got the main event coming up, man. Make sure you guys subscribe. We're so close to hitting 3,500 subscribers now on this channel, so I'd appreciate if you guys all smash that sub button and also like the video. Help your boy out with the YouTube algorithm. If you guys want to support my channel, you can become a member on the channel. You get some live stream perks also. You get to support the channel. You can also join Discord. Discord is free for everyone. By the way, we got over 500 members in Discord. Let's talk about this fight now, man. Carlos Ulberg on a huge win streak now in the UFC. Huge win streak for Carlos Ulberg. I believe he's on like a 6-7 win streak now in the UFC, or he's on an 8-5. Oh, let me see. Yeah, he's actually on an 8-5 win streak right now. He lost the first fight to Kennedy Nzechukwu, which he was winning that fight up until he kind of gassed out, right? Because he's young, inexperienced back then. Only had 4 fights to his name, and only had 4 pro fights, right? He hasn't been doing MMA for all that long. I believe he's made his MMA debut because he was doing kickboxing and stuff, but he's only been doing MMA for a little bit. Okay, when he was 25, okay, so he had his MMA debut back when he was like 25, or like actually like earlier than that, 2011, but then he just wasn't fighting that much. Then he was only fighting like once every couple of years. Then he had some kickboxing fights, like you know, in Australia, King of the Ring in Australia, they do those. You got to fight multiple times in the same night. And I believe, yeah, he won the King in the Ring championship, the tournament. So, yeah, then he went out there, beat Bruno Oliveira. Then he made his UFC debut. I mean, right away, he finished on Contender Series, beat Bruno Oliveira, and got a first round KO. And then they give him Kennedy Nzechukwu. I mean, that was not an easy matchup in your debut, bro. Kennedy Nzechukwu, who was only 7-1 at the time, but still, Kennedy's fighting heavyweight now. Definitely, like, and he was looking good in that first couple rounds, beating up Kennedy, outclassing him. Then he got kind of tired and didn't have the experience back then. But now they've been giving him some good step up in competition slowly. They gave him Bedoya, knocked out Bedoya in the first round. Nicole Negumereanu, he knocked him out in the first round. He's got some nasty low kicks, man. I guess Nicole Negumereanu, like, Carlos was landing some nasty low kicks, man. Those low kicks just was hurting me. Those low kicks were hurting me just watching him land those low kicks on Nicole Negumereanu. knocked Alonzo Menifield. I mean, I remember that one. That one was a bit funny because I remember Alonzo Menifield just kind of bum rushed him, and he ran into the over end. I think it was a left hook that he ran into. So like, Carlos has some nasty weapons, man. He's got some nasty weapons. That left hook is super nasty, so fast, so precise, nasty low kicks, decent body kicks. And you can do everything pretty well. You can fight on the back foot, you can fight pressure and going forward. And that's normally how he lands on left hook, right? He's going to be on the back foot as you're pressuring him. You leave yourself open, and you can clip you with that left hook on the side of your dome. But recently, like, since he took the jump up in competition, right, in the top 10, went to distance with Volkan Ozdemir for a really close fight against Volkan Ozdemir. He was able to land the better shots, I think, do more damage. So they gave him a 30-27 there, which I don't really agree with. Should have been 29-28, in my opinion. And then again, John Blachowicz. I mean, John Blachowicz is not an easy guy to deal with. Like, he's definitely not an easy guy to deal with ever. Blachowicz is tough, man. He's got that Polish, legendary Polish power. We got another Polish fighter signed to UFC on last week's of Contender Series, who knocked out his opponent, that Brazilian guy, in like 20 seconds. Crazy KO. So like, him going close fight with John Blachowicz, and I actually bet on Blachowicz there like plus 180. I think like plus, I think it was like plus 180 or plus 200. But I picked Blachowicz there. And I still, like, part of me thinks that Blachowicz won that fight. I really do. I think he was able to land the better shots, like pressure him. But he was doing, like, Carlos was doing okay, like throwing a lot of kicks, body kicks, low kicks. And he kind of basically won that fight on just kicks, mostly his kicking game. And that's probably what he has to do against Reyes here, man. Reyes, he's been making that career resurgence now. He was on a bad streak before, I remember. He was on a 4-5 loser streak, almost getting cut from the UFC. And these guys were supposed to fight back in 2024. And what happened there? Ulberg had an injury back then. Oh, Reyes withdrew the second time. I did not know they were supposed to fight before. That's nice to know. Yeah, but yeah, Reyes this year, man, since last year, he's been looking incredible. I did pick him with Jacoby because I'm not a big fan of Jacoby, to be fair, but I picked him over Jacoby. I picked him over Smith, and he knocked out both of them. Knocked out Jacoby. That was impressive, man. That was super impressive. He went to Jacoby's hometown, knocked him out in the first round with that left laser beam, left straight. His left straight's so nasty, man. He's got a nasty left straight. Ulberg has a nasty left hook. So we're going to see who's going to land that left hook before and who's going to land with more power. The one thing I have to mention here is that Reyes has more mileage. He's been taking more damage in the UFC. Like, he's been in more wars. He almost beat John Jones. I mean, some people still think he beat John Jones for real. And that fight was really close. I do think Jones won that championship rounds. So they gave it to Jones. So can't really disagree with that, to be honest. But took a lot of damage with Blachowicz. Blachowicz kept landing that left body kick, nasty left body kick over and over. And then he just knocked him out with some combinations in the pocket. Then Prochazka, obviously, was like, the Prochazka fight was really like, it was close. I mean, Reyes was landing some big shots in Prochazka. And yeah, that fight was really close. I mean, up until that spinning back fist. I'm not sure who was winning that fight before that spinning back fist from Prochazka. But Prochazka was just like, he's a hard guy to deal with, man. Prochazka just has crazy pressure. And if you don't put away Prochazka, he's going to keep like marching you down and throwing a lot of dynamic strikes at you and trying to like take your head off. And that Reyes fight, I mean, he came back after less than a year. I think, yeah, it was like less than a year. Maybe it was like over a year. So like, he got knocked out by Ryan Spann with the power jab. But Ryan Spann's fighting heavyweight now. So some of these guys are like definitely big dudes. And Ulberg is 6'4" also. So knocked out Jacoby, which was a really good win. Smith shouldn't have been fighting at that point. And then knocked out Crute. But Crute just looks super washed since he came back after that 2 year off. This fight's so hard to predict, man, but I do think there's value in Reyes. At this price, like Reyes at like plus 200, plus 210, He seems like the side at this point, at this price, man. But I think Carlos has more weapons, like a lot of low kicks, body kicks, oblique kicks to the knee, like training as kickboxing with Israel Adesanya, all those guys over there. Like, I don't know who's gonna wrestle. Is Reyes gonna wrestle? Reyes never wrestled, even though he's got really good wrestling. Normally uses that as his takedown defense. Got really good takedown defense, 82% takedown defense. And Ulberg has really good takedown defense. It's only gonna be a striking match. It's only gonna be a striking match. I don't think we're gonna see any wrestling in this fight. Reyes is definitely more dangerous for that left straight, man. But durability is what worries me about Reyes. Is his chin really back? Like, can he eat a shot now? Like, he seems like he's able to eat shots now, but Jacoby was landing shots on him and he was able to take them. And then obviously Smith's I don't even think he landed anything on Reyes there. Maybe his chin really is back now after that time off. And he's obviously got his confidence back now. So he's got that confidence back now. He's on a win streak now. Before he was on a loser streak, so he's like probably didn't have the confidence to take shots like that before. Man, is Ulberg gonna leave at home? Is he gonna lose at home in Perth, Australia? I think he's from New Zealand though, right? New Zealand, Perth, Perth's Australia. Man, I want to pick Reyes. I really do want to pick Reyes here, Chan. I really do. I want to see Reyes versus Ankalaev. Like, how crazy would that be? Reyes versus Ankalaev. What do you guys think? Reyes versus Ankalaev, is that the matchup? Are we gonna see now? Are we gonna see Carlos Ulberg versus Ankalaev soon? This is so tough. This is so fucking tough. I'm gonna pick Reyes. I'm gonna go with Reyes. Plus 200, man. Like, I gotta go with Reyes, but Ulberg could definitely win the fight. Obviously, I mean, the books think he's gonna win this fight. Maybe he's gonna have the same game plan as John Blachowicz. A lot of kicks, a lot of low kicks, and left body kick over and over, and not really fight Reyes up close, because Reyes' boxing is really nice. Give me Reyes to win by KO TKO. I'll take Reyes to win by KO TKO. That's going to be my pick. We'll see how it goes on Saturday. Reyes plus 220. I think either way, Chad, I think this one goes under. I think it goes under 2.5 rounds. Either way. I already bet the under 2.5 rounds. I think I got that like minus 120. Yeah, I think it goes under 2.5 rounds either way, no matter who wins. Should go under 2.5 rounds. I think Reyes could be a live dog in a striking only fight. But he's gonna have to close that distance. You can't stay at kicking range with the Ulberg. If you just let Ulberg stay on the outside and you don't close the distance on him, you can have a really hard time. But for now, I'm gonna go with the Reyes to win by KO TKO. I think he could put some hands on him and hurt him, finish him off. So we'll see how it goes. Let's go over all our picks again. I'm gonna go with Reyes, Jenkins, Crute, Jake Matthews. But I think Neil Magny at those odds is a good value. I'm picking Reyes, Jenkins, Crute, Jake Matthews, Campbell, Sutherland, Neville Stirling. I'm picking Thainara, Jonathan Micallef, picking under Petroski, Musasa, Mullarkey, Michelle Montague. I'm picking Brendan Peričić. I'm always having autism fucking saying that name. But yeah, let me know if you guys enjoyed the breakdown. This was definitely one of my longest breakdowns I've done in a minute. Let me know what you guys think about the picks, the breakdown. If you guys agree, disagree with my predictions, what kind of bets are you guys making for this card? I love to hear you guys' opinion in the chat, in the comments. I mean, not the chat. I'm not streaming right now. But yeah, hopefully you guys have a great week, man. I'll be live for this card on Saturday. And I'm gonna see if I can do a breakdown for a Contender Series by tomorrow. So hopefully you guys have a great week. Later.